Very good morning to all. Today also we will continue our discussion on the temperature scales. So we have up to now we have learned different temperature scales. There are four temperature scales we have learned, that is degree Celsius, and it is also called centigrade, Kelvin, Fahrenheit, and Romer scales. So these are the four temperature scales up to now we have learned, where we are considering the SI unit of temperature as Kelvin. Okay, the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. As we go to the next concept, we will discuss more about, whenever we have to measure the heat, we have to convert it into Kelvin scale. Okay, if it is in a Fahrenheit, if it is given in Fahrenheit, and if we are asked to find the temperature in Joule is the unit of heat in SI unit. So if the temperature is given in Fahrenheit, then in that time you have to convert the Fahrenheit to Kelvin, and later you have to find the heat. We up to now we did not discuss how to measure the heat. We were only discussing how to measure the temperature, or how to convert one unit of temperature to another unit of temperature. For example, Kelvin to Celsius, or Celsius to Kelvin, Fahrenheit to Romer, or Romer to Fahrenheit. Like that conversion only we have learned up to now. And today's class also will be discussing on the same concept. Once you are thorough with the conversion, then only you will be able to measure the heat. Measurement of heat is not done up to now, but it is in the next concept. We will learn how to measure the temperature of a, how to measure the heat content of a body. Okay, anyway, please have a look. Conversion of temperature from one unit to another unit. So the basic equation is always stand the same. R1 minus LF divided by UF minus LF equal to R2 minus LFP divided by UFP minus LFP. Now here R1 is the reading of the first scale, and LFP is the lower fixed point is the reading denoted in that particular scale itself. UFP is the upper limit of that particular scale. Again, LFP is the lower limit of that particular scale. Lower fixed point or lower limit also you can say. R2 is the reading of the second scale, where LFP is the lower fixed point of that particular scale, and UFP is the lower fixed point of that particular scale. So if we are considering LFP as the melting point of ice at a normal pressure, and UFP as boiling point of water. So we are considering the boiling point of water as UFP and melting point of ice as LFP. Then we are connecting the relationship between Celsius, Fahrenheit, Romer, and Kelvin. So here we have written four temperature scales. One is Celsius or centigrade, this one Fahrenheit, this one Romer, and this one Kelvin. So Celsius, now we are looking at the Celsius. So R1 we are giving the reading of the Celsius scale, reading of the Celsius scale. So the C stands for reading of the Celsius scale minus lower fixed point in the Celsius scale. The lower fixed point in the Celsius scale while considering the melting point of ice is nothing but 0. Okay, so C minus 0 whole divided by UFP. So UFP we have already considered it as boiling point as considered. So boiling point of ice in Celsius scale is 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, so 100 minus again LFP of Celsius in Celsius scale is nothing but 0. Okay, so C minus 0 whole divided by 100 minus 0, that is the reading, minus LFP whole divided by UFP minus LFP in Celsius scale. Now we are comparing the Fahrenheit. The reading, we are taking a particular reading and we are considering it as F. So F minus 32. F minus 32 whole divided by UFP. UFP of Fahrenheit is UFP of Fahrenheit we have learned previously, it is 212. So 212 degree Fahrenheit is the UFP while considering the boiling point. So the boiling point of water in Fahrenheit is 212 minus LFP of the Fahrenheit. LFP of the Fahrenheit while considering melting point of ice is nothing but 32. So the freezing point or melting point of ice in Fahrenheit scale is 32, whereas in degree Celsius it is 0, equal to R. R represents the reading of the Romer scale. Reading of the Romer scale minus 0 divided by 80 minus 0. So here what is the reading? The correspond here C, F, R, all and K, all these represents a corresponding reading. For example, all the four scales, we are imagining all those four scales we bathed in water, we bathed in ice, and we have given heat. So let me 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it be, these are the four scales. We have first bathed it in ice or dipped in ice or immersed in ice, and we are giving heat. So while giving heat, the the thermometer also receives the same amount of similar temperature, since the ice is in contact with the scales. So the temperature of contacting bodies will be same, or heat flows from hot body to cold body since the heat become equal. That is, there is a law called Zeroth law, but it is not mentioned in your syllabus, so no need for the the thing is, when two bodies are in contact, it will the heat flows up to it become thermal equilibrium. So the ice and or the water taken and the scales will be in thermally equilibrium, meaning that every time the temperature of water will be same as the temperature of scales. So we are giving the heat, and at a particular time we stopped heating the water, and for this one we are giving the reading as C. Here we denoted in Celsius, we denoted the reading as C. In the corresponding reading of Fahrenheit we denoted as F. In the corresponding reading of Romer scale we denoted as R. In corresponding scale of Kelvin we denoted as Kelvin. Actually, Kelvin scale is a bit different, and those how he attained the Lord Kelvin is actually made the Kelvin scale, and those things we can learn later. So here C, F, R and K are actually denoting a corresponding temperature in the respective scales. Okay, so here R minus 0, the lower fixed point of Romer scale, when we are considering melting point, then it is 0. And similarly, when the water boils, then Romer scale we denoted it as 80 degree Romer. So 80 minus 0, upper limit minus lower limit, or upper fixed point minus lower fixed point, equal to K minus 2773. The melting point of ice in Kelvin is 273 Kelvin. 273 Kelvin is the melting point of ice in Kelvin scale, whole divided by the boiling point of water or steam point of water in Kelvin is nothing but 373 minus the lower fixed point of Kelvin while considering melting point of ice is nothing but 273 again. So this is the relationship between Celsius, Fahrenheit, Romer, Kelvin. So whenever you are asked to find to find the conversion between any two temperature scales. Look at the what are the temperature scales you have to compare. For example, if you have to compare Celsius and Romer, then take this part and take this part, then equate it. So now Celsius and Fahrenheit we are already discussed, so I am discussing the Celsius and Romer. See, Celsius, in Celsius scale, which is C minus 0 divided by 100 minus 0, C minus 0 divided by 100 minus 0 equal to R minus 0 divided by 80 minus 0, that is anything. C minus 0 is nothing but C, 100 minus 0 is nothing but 100, so C by 100 equal to R by 80. So here the LCM is actually 20, so on dividing with the 20 in either sides, we can write it as 5 into 20. 100 can be written as 5 into 20, and 80 can be written as 4 into 20. So 20 get cancelled. So remaining is C by 5 equal to R by 4. C by 5 equal to R by 4. Here we are writing 100 as 5 into 20. Here we are writing 4 into 20. So 20 getting cancelled. Now C by 5 is equal to R by 4. So C is equal to 5 by R. 5 is transposing here. So 5 by 4 R, we can also write 5 by 4 R. So that is C. For example, if Romer scale denotes the temperature 20 degrees Celsius, what would be the corresponding reading in the Celsius scale? Romer is 20, so we have to give here as 20. So 20 divided by 4 become 5. 5 into 5, 25. So if Romer is denoting as 20, then Celsius will denote it as 25. So in the same way, if we are getting the Celsius as 30 degree, what would be the corresponding temperature of Romer scale? So Celsius is 30 degrees Celsius. So 4 by 5 into 30. So 30 by 5 is nothing but 6. 4 into 6 is 24. So the corresponding temperature of Romer scale is 24 degree Romer. So 24 degree Romer is equal to 30 degree Celsius. So like that you can find the relationship. Similarly, if you are comparing the Kelvin scale and Celsius scale, most of the time while measuring the heat, most of the time we may use the temperature difference of Celsius. Okay, so C minus 0, again the basic equation, C minus 0 divided by 100 minus 0 equal to K minus 273 divided by 373 minus 273. So C by 100 equal to K minus 273 by 100. 100 get cancelled to each other. So that is C equal to K minus 273. C equal to K minus 273. So for example, if 300 Kelvin is given, now you are asked to find Celsius. So 300 minus 273. What is 300 minus 273? It is nothing but 27 degree Celsius. So 27 degree Celsius equal to, it will be equal to 300 Kelvin. When K is equal to 0, we are putting here K is equal to 0, then C equal to 0 minus 273. Okay, isn't it? So 0 Kelvin will be equal to minus 273 degree Celsius. Okay, 0 Kelvin will be equal to minus 273 degree Celsius. We are putting K is equal to 0. So C is equal to 0 minus 273. 0 minus 273 is nothing but minus 273. So when K is equal to 0, C is equal to minus 273 degree Celsius. So for 0 Kelvin, we will be getting in the Celsius as minus 273 degree Celsius. Now this 0 Kelvin is known as absolute temperature. the minimum temperature for any body that can be attainable minimum attainable temperature for any body. And in order to explain the reason, there is some more concepts are needed, and those concepts are beyond your scope of study. So I'm not explaining why it is the minimum attainable temperature. You will learn yourself in the higher classes why it is the minimum attainable temperature. But you understand that absolute temperature is 0 Kelvin, and the corresponding to 0 Kelvin it is minus 273 degrees Celsius. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the video.